been a lot of questions asked about Chris Kreider, and I wanted to wait to do a video on it until I had some information. So, we've got blood clots, right? And there's a bunch of information up here. If you can't read it on your device, that's okay. I'm going to read over this anyways. I just wanted all this at my disposal so I could point it out to you. He gets pulled out of the lineup a couple weeks ago. Or a week ago, however long it was, and it's blood clots. And of course, we know that blood clots is, well, it's kind of vague. A lot of different things can cause that. Then it comes out that he's having part of or an entire rib resected, which means removed. So I'm like, okay. So I found an article on Sporting News, and they mentioned thoracic outlet syndrome. They said possibly thoracic outlet syndrome. So I thought, all right, let's look that up and see what it is. Thoracic outlet syndrome, the cause of it is one or more veins under the collarbone are compressed. So it's compressed in between your collarbone and your first rib. This is what's been going on with Chris Kreider. It makes total sense because I wrote down the symptoms. Discoloration of hand, okay? Arm pain and swelling, which was reported. That's what started all this. Blood clot in veins or arteries in upper area of body, and it was reported to be in his arm. I didn't see where they said exactly what part, but that makes total sense. Lack of color in one finger or the entire hand. Weak or no pulse in affected arm. Cold fingers, hands, arms, arm fatigue, numbness, tingling in fingers, weakness of arm or neck, lump near collarbone. What makes this particularly terrifying is, whatever symptoms he was presenting, if he was presenting some of these, you could have looked at it and thought it was his wrist or his shoulder. So I would imagine they caught this early. And I say that because as a first aid attendant, when I'm asking questions, one of the questions I ask is, do you have numbness or tingling in your fingers? Can you feel this? Is this finger numb? You look at color. The interesting part is weak or no pulse in the affected arm. Now that's key. If, and again, I'm just a level 2 first aid attendant, this is going to be looked at by doctors for the team. If they found no pulse in the arm, you're off to the hospital immediately. The good news for fans of Chris Kreider is this seems to have been caught very early. This doesn't seem like it went on for very long. And one of the cures for this is because it's just squashed in between, you can't move the vein around, so you just remove what's causing the vein to be constricted, which would be the rib. And it would be the top rib. I did look at it. There are other athletes that have had this exact thing. It can be caused by a sports injury, so you have a cracked rib, and it'll heal in a wrong spot, and it's squashing your vein or artery there. And I'm sure it's terrifying for him because numbness, and I've even dealt with people that just have carpal tunnel, which has a lot of similar things here, or rotator cuff. One thing I saw a lot in my old job was people would have problems with the rotator cuff. It was usually from cutting, from a repetitive motion. And if you've got huge 50-pound slabs of beef or heavier, and you're cutting through them for 8 hours a day or longer. Sometimes these guys were cutting for 12, and you're just brutalizing that shoulder. That's why when I went in to learn to be a cutter, I started feeling a little bit of pain in my shoulder, and they said, yeah, get used to that. And I thought, nah, I'll be okay. And I did stop doing it. So a lot of these symptoms are similar to that because you pinch a nerve here, it makes your whole arm go numb. And it's weird because some people, they can feel here and they won't feel here, or they'll feel here and it's different with everybody. So again, I'm sure that this was diagnosed very, very quickly because if I'm asking questions as a level 2 that would cause me to go, okay, this guy has to go to the hospital now, immediately, then I guarantee you Kreider was not in a lot of discomfort for very long before he was off to the hospital. So I know he got pulled out of a game. My guess is he had no pain before that he'd reported, because if he had, he wouldn't have played the game. There's no way. No chance. Weakness of arm or neck is in here, and lump near collarbone, which is not what happened. It was the blood clot that was found, And so that's what it is. So again, I didn't report on it when it was just a blood clot because we didn't know a potential cause. Here's your cause. I would be very, very surprised if, because of the fact they're removing part of his entire upper rib, that this is not what we're looking at. Vascular thoracic outlet syndrome. If you want to seem really smart with your friends, you tell them that's what's happened. Imagine, oh, you hear about Kreider? Yeah, he has vascular thoracic outlet syndrome. And there you go. So it's not dire, but I will say this. He's going in for surgery. He's getting part of his entire rib removed. He's done for the year. He won't be back until October is my guess. And, you know, he's young. He'll bounce back. And, you know, all the best to him, and I wish him the best. The good news is that with blood clots, your immediate thought is, you know, you'll think about, well, wait, could that be a stroke? Could that be this, that? This is treatable. This will get fixed, and Kreider should be 100% when this is done. I didn't see anything in what I read that said this is, you know, even after you get the rib removed, you'll have lifetime problems, or this can flare up again. This is just one of those fluke things that happens. Sadly, it's happened to Kreider, and for the Rangers, this means they are going to have to do some massive shift in order to either somebody has to step up in his absence, or they're going to have to go out and find somebody who can. All the best to Kreider. I hope he gets better soon. And there is, in my belief, exactly what's wrong with him. And I say that even though I haven't seen this confirmed. I just saw this in passing in an article, so I looked it up, and I'm like, ooh, that's exactly what it is. So, you know, maybe the team will confirm it soon. Maybe they've confirmed it already in between what I was reading and now. But that's my diagnosis, and it all matches. It all fits exactly in with what he was reporting. He came out because he had pain and swelling in his arm. They found a blood clot, and now they're removing a rib. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And all the best to Chris Kreider, and get better soon.